Hey guys, it's Jessica Hayes. So this video is going to be my obsessions video, which is just featuring all of my favorites that I've been really loving for the last 7 months. I thought I just did an obsessions video like a few months ago, but I swear 2020 has it's like a time void. I just have no idea what timing and what's going on. So it's basically going to be a lot of my favorites or obsessions that I've had over the last 7 months. So lots of fashion, a lot of beauty, and also favorite books, artists, all of that kind of stuff wrapped in. So let's jump into it. One of my favorite things is this Hana Beauty Shea Body Butter. This is the scent Amber Vanilla. I also bought lemongrass as well. So this year I have definitely been trying to support more black owned beauty. So I've been following this Hana. I found them on Veg News, spotlighted as a vegan black owned beauty brand to follow. And their body butters are not expensive, but it's $26 for one of these. So I was like a little bit hesitant to buy for a while. And they posted something that was like, whoever needs to see this, stop walking around the house ashy. And I was like, I feel directly attacked from that. My legs get so ashy because I have a lot of tattoos, so they definitely need some moisture. And I'm just one of those people that I just don't really like the feeling of moisturizer. So I was like, whatever, I'll buy these. They are whipped shea butter. They just sound so decadent. So the Amber Vanilla one, just this perfect whipped consistency, and it's so weird. I like look forward to having a shower and putting this on. It's just so decadent. The Amber Vanilla is my favorite. I like that for nighttime, and then lemongrass is a nice fresh scent for morning. So they give your body a really nice subtle sheen to it, and it just, there's honestly some moisturizers that I have had like not a panic attack about, but just like a spat about it, because I would get into bed and I could just feel them on my legs. They just feel so gross. The Body Shop Body Yogurt was one of those that did it to me. I loved the smell of it, but it just felt sticky. But this really soaks into the skin and just makes you feel hydrated and soft. So speaking of more black owned beauty brands, and a totally vegan brand as well, I did just receive the lip bar concealer. Previously been using their skin serum foundation. I don't use it all the time because it's pretty full coverage. I recently started trying this, and honestly when I first got it I was like, there is no way I will like this concealer more than the Milk Flex concealer, which has been my obsession for over 2 years now. This may possibly overtake my obsession for the Milk Flex concealer. This is the shade Ivory 1.0, and it's a caffeine concealer, so it's meant to take away the puffiness under the eyes. It's to be determined whether it actually does that or not, but it's just really nice coverage. It's got a little more moisture to it as well. It's like a medium coverage with moisture, not too dry, not too oily, just that perfect in the middle. I have it on right now. That's the shade Ivory 1.0. I highly recommend that you try this, the Lip Bar Quick Conceal. So as you're probably very aware, I have a slight obsession with collecting silver jewels. I absolutely love stacking and layering lots of different textural silver. I especially am really loving that very bright silver. I go between loving the oxidized silver and the bright silver, but I'm definitely in a bright silver phase right now. So these are some new pieces from the brand Ana Luisa. I've featured them before in a video. These are my newest pieces from them. So this time I just wanted something a little more dainty, something that I can layer other chunky necklaces with as well. And I love how these two are just texturally different. So this one right here, which is like a mini version of a chunky link chain, this is the Jusif Silver, and this one retails for $59. And then I got this tiny little delicate one that it's got tiny little delicate balls on it. This is the Ana Silver, and this one's also $59. So I like these just because they're a little smaller but still quite bold and great for layering with other necklaces as well. Another piece that I'm obsessed with. This is the Madison ring in black and it retails for $75. And I've been looking for something to go on my ring finger that's just very simple and classic for quite some time. I actually have very small fingers, so sometimes it's hard for me to find something that will fit on this finger. I love this one because it's so plain and classic. I'm able to stack it with my other loud, bold rings and not be too over the top at the same time. So the reason why I love this brand particularly with jewelry is, as you know, for the last year trying to eliminate any fast fashion, and I just really didn't think about it in a jewelry sense. I used to, you know, I would boycott Forever 21 and all of those, but not really think about the places that my jewelry come from. So Ana Luisa are 100% carbon emission free, and that goes right back to their raw materials as well. They also make things in really small batches, so it eliminates that excessive waste that any other fast fashion jewelry company would have. I do get asked a lot for more affordable silver pieces as well, so this is definitely more of an affordable but ethical jewelry brand, and they also have an amazing sale right now as well. So in the US you can get buy one, get one 40% off, and if you spend over $150 you get a free travel case as well. So that's the biggest sale of the season, so make sure you guys take advantage of it. I will leave links below so that you can access the sale right now. It might be the perfect little holiday gift for someone, or maybe you just want to give yourself a little treaty underneath the tree. Another newish favorite for me, excuse the dirtiness, I just used it, is this Cosette number 13 brush. This is a new brush for Cosette, and it is absolutely the perfect size and shape for under eye concealer. I used to use more of a rounded brush concealer tip, but it's the perfect shape for being nice and round underneath the eyes. But then it's got that tiny little tip on it, so you can get right up underneath the lash line really close with it as well. It's perfect concealer brush because it's synthetic fibers. All of the Cosette brushes are synthetic, but you could never tell. But a synthetic brush is definitely better for depositing cream products rather than a natural fiber brush. We don't use those anymore anyways. So I had this year try to clean up, like actually make my skincare routine clean. It took me so long, as it does with skincare, because I feel like I really need to try one product at a time and keep adding it in, so in case I break out, I actually know what is breaking me out at the time. So I had it pretty honed in, and I was using a lot of these Fleur & Bee products. So I have been traveling a lot. We've been, well, not really traveling, but we've been going to stay at Airbnbs throughout Michigan, just because we do usually travel a lot, and that's our keep sane during quarantine sanity routine. And I have a few of these little sample packs from Fleur & Bee, and I would just bring them with me instead of carting, you know, my full-size skincare products to an Airbnb with me. And then I started to notice, and even my husband started to notice, I was like, wow, my skin looks really good after these vacations. They're just like a vacation glow, but the common denominator between it was I was bringing this Fleur & Bee sample pack. So I do usually use the vitamin C serum in here intermittently throughout the week, but every single night I was using the facial cleanser, the rose water toner, nectar of the sea, vitamin C serum, the eye cream, and the face cream. So recently I have started just completely using that entire line, and as you can see, I have a lot of foundation on today, yes, but my skin, I had quite a lot of really bad mask acne, even stuff that you couldn't cover up with just foundation, and it was driving me bananas. So I have switched over to this entire range, and that's very unlike me to just use only one range of skincare. It's very unlike me to not use at least some medical grade retinol, but for right now my skin is absolutely loving it, and I'm not going back to the mask acne, no. So I will stay on this as long as it keeps my skin nice and glowy. So I do have an affiliate code for Fleur and Bee. I'll leave that in the description box underneath, and if you guys want to try it out, it's down there. I've gotten so much use out of this Ether Beauty Joshua Tree palette. I think actually I had the a tutorial from a while back using this palette. I think the greens and the mustardies, you know I love those poopy colors, and I actually have these 3 colors on my eyes right now too. So yes, that has been a palette that I have so continuously been picking up time after time, and I've traveled with it as well. You always know that if you pop it in your travel bag, then that's definitely a favorite. Ether Beauty is a clean beauty brand as well, and then all of their palettes are 100% recyclable as well, which is a bonus. All right, let's look at some pretties. These are new cream shadows from Cosette Beauty. I haven't had a chance to use all of them yet, but I'm loving these 2 colors here, which I just used on my last YouTube tutorial. There's something that you can't really pick up with filming, unfortunately, but they all have this really beautiful iridescence to them. You guys know I absolutely love Cosette. Just the brand, Cosette himself is just an absolute spark of energy, such a good human, so I love supporting his brand. But they just hands down have the best brushes and products ever. Pretty much all of my kit is Cosette brushes. The eyeshadows that I use the most are all of the Cosette matte and shimmer shadows, and now I'm gonna add these into my freelance kit as well, and then I'll save those fun and daring colors that no client ever wants for myself. Another beauty product that I have been obsessed with is this Glossier Brow Flick. Now, I don't use a lot of Glossier products. I feel like they don't really have very many vegan products, but the Glossier Brow Flick is vegan. I have the color black and I have the color dark brown as well. And if I'm being super extra, I layer those 2 colors together, but usually I'll just use black by itself. That's what I have in my brows today. But I love just adding a powder or a pencil and then adding the brow flick in it just to add a little bit of texture to the brows as well. As you know, I don't love that really opaque brow, even though my brows are pretty there today, but I do love to just go through and add this over the top of whatever I've done, or just by itself as well, just to add a little more texture and dimension to the brow. I used to use the Lime Crime Bushy Brow, and I still really like it, but for me, this color is just a little more punchy. The color that I used to use, Smoky by Lime Crime, was just a little too soft sometimes, and I feel like it ran out quicker, even though this is half the size and a few dollars more expensive. So I still love and use this one, but I find that I reach for the Glossier one way more now. So for music, I don't feel like I have anything too new to share with you, but I have become obsessed with a band that has been around for so long. I told all of my friends about it and they're like, yeah, I love that band. Yeah, I've heard of it before. I'm like, well, I was sleeping on it. My uncle, shout out to Unky P, sent me a link for a video to the band Cigarettes After Sex. I'm just so in love with the chill, shoegazy vibes of it. So often I will just listen to that whole album or put the Cigarettes After Sex radio on Spotify. I've been in a real heavy shoegaze mood for music lately, so I just absolutely love that. A book that I just finished reading, and oh my gosh, I loved it. It was very emotional, but it was really great. If you've seen the movie, don't even compare it to the movie, but the book The Time Traveler's Wife, it was a recommendation from my friend Marie, and I always seem to find that I love every single book that she's read, and most of her favorites are now my favorites. But she told me to read The Time Traveler's Wife. She'd read it a few years ago and decided to reread it, so we read it together. Absolutely brilliant book. I loved it. Apparently the movie is pretty terrible, but that was a really good read if you want to check that out. Another beauty product that I have been obsessed with lately is the Ofra liquid liner in Verified. Since we started wearing masks, I have gotten back into wearing liner. I usually don't wear it quite as thick as this, but I like just that teeny tiny side wing going on, and I have literally all of the liners. I've tried them all. I have been sent a bunch of different liners by different brands, so I can honestly say that I feel like I'm a liner connoisseur at this point. But this Ofra Verified liquid liner is the best to get that tiny, tiny, fine little wing out the side, which I love that just gives your eyes just like a little bit of definition, but not too like, whoa, she's wearing eyeliner. So I feel like most felt tip liners are pretty good, but this one, if you want a really, really fine line, this is the one for you. So one of my favorite indie fashion obsessions that I just treated myself with is this creepy yeehaw belt. I've had my eye on unfortunately a leather version of this for so long. I kept seeing it. I think it's some Aussie brand that originally did it, and then finally I caught wind that creepy yeehaw, I'm just gonna stop murdering their name, does an amazing PVC version of it, and I love anything black and shiny. Just give me all of the black and shiny stuff. They do also sell this in a vegan leather as well, but they were out of stock of the vegan leather when I ordered, so I was like, PVC, yes please. I love this belt just for around a kind of loose, baggier dress, just to cinch it in a little bit. So cute with high-waisted jeans as well. I know that this is a piece that I will have and love and wear for a really long time. It also comes with a ton of holes in it as well, so I can wear it with some low-waist, low-rider jeans, which, I'm sorry, even if that does come back in fashion, I'm never wearing low-waist jeans, never. And then it's also got that like teeny tiny last hole, so if you want to like really put it up underneath your waist as well, you have all of the holes to be able to do that. So that is one of my indie fashion obsessions that I have of late. So the next item is totally one that I was fed on Instagram, but I'm so glad that I ended up buying these. These are Sheertech unbreakable tights. So I love wearing tights. I've worn tights forever and ever, especially during winter. Even underneath pants, I will wear tights just to keep a little bit warm. The thing that I hate now that I focus more on ethical, sustainable fashion is that tights freaking break so easily, and it annoys me so much how many tights you have to go through a season if you're wearing them a lot. So these ones are an unbreakable tight. Like, look at that. I'm not scared to do this. I'm not scared that I'm gonna break my fancy tights. So they are guaranteed unbreakable tights. These are the semi-opaque ones. So I like these when I'm wearing them. You can kind of see through, so you can see my leg tattoos a little bit with them. I also got the, I think it's the 15 denier ones that are unbreakable as well. Whenever you wear a really sheer tight, I'm like, there is no way that this isn't gonna break. I recently bought off Poshmark, not secondhand, but new in the bag, some commando sheer tights, because I love sheer tights. I wore them once and then they had a little pull on them. I wore them twice and they had a big pull on them, and by the third time I just had to throw them out. And like, how wasteful is that? Stockings, a synthetic material that's just gonna end up in a landfill. Not cool. So after that happened, and I'd already had these semi-opaque ones, I went and bought the sheer denier tights from Sheertech as well. No regrets. I bought these ones full price, and then the second time around they had a 40% off sale. So one of my absolutely not obsessions that I tried recently, I was gifted the Nabla Viper lip treatment, And at first I was absolutely obsessed with it. It's the first lip plumper that I have put on that like actually works. I feel like with lip plumpers, if you put them over the lip line, they truly kind of plump your lips a lot more than you're used to. So I used it, I even did a before and after, and I was like, oh, walking around with my lips all zhuzhed up. The next day I woke up and I had the tingle, and then the next day I had the biggest freaking cold sore that I've ever had in my life. It was heinous. It lasted for like over 2 weeks as well. Usually I get like a tiny little cold sore in the side of my mouth and it lasts about 4 days or something. This one was, it was there. So that was an absolute no from me. But if you're not prone to cold sores and you want a lip plumper that actually works, the Nabla Viper is just tingly, zhuzhy goodness. I actually gave it to a friend that doesn't get cold sores and he loves it. So that, guys, wraps up my favorites or obsessions for the last 6 months. That's basically all I can think of. What did we cover? We got some beauty, some eyeshadows. We're not really wearing lipsticks that much these days with the masks going on. We definitely care about not having ashy skin when we're at home. And I just want to be like comfy when I'm at home as well. So there's Hana Beauty body butters. Yes. And also don't forget about the Ana Luisa holiday sale as well. Check that out. All of the links for that will be below in my description box. So that's the biggest sale of the season, so make sure you guys take advantage of it. Books, bands, TV, beauty, fashion, beats. Little office joke there for you. Pretty sure that covered it all, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble for the last 15 minutes. The last video that I posted, everyone was so nice and cool and happy to see that I was back for a little bit, so that definitely invigorated me to create some more videos for you. Don't count on it, but I will definitely try, especially during these cold, drab, dreary months that we're about to head into. So I hope everyone has an amazing holiday season. Snuggle up with your fur babies, give them lots of extra kisses, and hopefully enjoy a field roast for holiday dinner. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop rambling. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time.